Good evening and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to this week's edition of the Crossroads here on Veterans Anonymous. Sorry, I got a sudden burst of energy. My blood type might be part Red Bull. Well, anyway, I'm Combat Cricket J. Lopez, coming to you from Colorado, former 31 Bravo military police and your best friend. Little time in Iraq, little time in Haiti, in the Nutty Guard. Miss Kittens joining us. Hello.
Hi, I am Jenny. I do various types of craft activities. I'm an Air Force veteran. I go to college online, and I'm a stay-at-home mom.
And you make awesome TikToks.
I do. When I get the itch, they're decent.
Hey,
Yeah.
Uncle Si.
Uncle Si coming to you from Iowa, Army vet, did some National Guard, Army Reserves, active duty, got out 2000. Another Wednesday night with beautiful women. What can I say? I'm a lucky guy.
Always with the niceness.
Uncle Si, you're too kind. The thing is, you know my mom. Uncle Si, you
Probably,
know my mother.
Yeah. That was weird when he told me. I was like, we probably crossed paths because we were both living in Cedar Rapids at the same time.
Later on, we might have an Aussie joining us, but we have an Aussie in the house right meow.
How you doing, Digga?
Hello. Hello.
Hi.
Oh, whoa. Yeah. You're just gonna start doing the Anyway, so my week currently, I have been in a battle with my dog.
Still
constant. So he actually is he's punching me, and this week he successfully got his paw completely in my hair and went down with it. It's like, you have 3 fucking paws, bro, and you pulled my hair. So I will get into a little bit more about what's going on with him, but currently I am like empty nest, like sad mom.
Oh,
Or not really, like, well, sad mom. Like, but I'm just protective. Okay, so my child is out of town. He's up in the mountains with people other than family. He's outdoor lab, and I'm like, his phone is here, which I'm just yeah. So that's my week.
I mean, I'll trade you. Mine's home 24/7, tearing up the house, getting into things. We have an outdoor fridge that she decided in the split minute that it took me to run in and grab more coffee. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
It cut out on me.
Oh, so I went in. My child was playing outside, right? And I went in for like a split second to grab more coffee. And by the time I walked out, she had opened the outdoor fridge and dumped all its contents and were chucking them throughout the yard.
Oh, no.
I was like, you got to be kidding me.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Wee.
Yeah. I was just like, really? Really? This is how my day is going. I was like, at least it wasn't the indoor fridge, but still.
Well, my sister, so she actually has three now, and when she was pregnant with her third, because the two are boys, and then she finally had a girl, which we said that my dad cursed us about. Yeah, whatever. But the 2 boys got into Vaseline. And had Vaseline all over their hands, and they were on the up and down the stairs that were carpet. So unfortunately, a fire ended up happening in their house, which completely totaled the top level and the main level, the base. So they had to strip everything down to the studs. But when the fire investigators went in after everything was put out and the soot had settled, there were handprints, kids' handprints in soot all over the stairs, and the investigator freaked out, thinking kids what happened? Why are there kids' handprints all over the place?
Wow.
But it was the leftover residue from the Vaseline.
That
It's
would
just like,
be weird, yeah.
right? Because you're like, you go into like, because you're told, yes, this is a family with kids and stuff like that, and unfortunately, it was the fart fan in the master bathroom that caught on fire. But to go in to investigate, and like my sister had no idea that this had happened because she wasn't allowed back in the house at that point. To go in, and there's just these little kid handprints all over the place, and it's just like creepy.
You know, those fart fans actually aren't for that. They're supposed to be to get the moisture out of the bathroom when you're taking a shower.
Yeah,
I
but it's
told my
funnier to
husband
say it that
that's what
way.
it's.
Oh, I know. Yeah,
Yes,
yeah. Everybody uses it like that. They're like going to take a dump. Brrr, you know.
Oh, I
no,
use it to mask the sound.
We rarely use ours, and that like our fan is actually like way older than the one that they had. But I guess that I think there was some sort of recall on that company because they had it. It was their house is, well, not new anymore, but it was pretty damn new when they bought it. I think
Huh.
there was only one owner in it before, and they didn't stay very long. So it's a newer development. It's a newer development, and the fan caught fire, which, like, luckily enough, so it was like the master bathroom, master bedroom, and then next is the kids' bedroom, the way that it lined up. So she was in the kids' bedroom when the alarms went off, and she went in to go see, or like was following the smell, and there were already flames coming out from underneath the door.
Whoa.
So yeah,
Damn, it must have dumped oil or something.
at that point, like I said, she was pregnant with her third at the time, which she was early enough along that we didn't know if it was a boy or girl. So if it was a boy, they actually were going to name him Phoenix.
That's cool.
But yeah, so the handprints and stuff like that. But just like, yeah, these kids, like, you can't take your eye off of them for a second. And with boys, they're like freaking like rubber. They're jumping off shit. They're bouncing off shit. They're getting right back up and doing it again. Boys are weird. Well, and I was actually telling y'all, like,
I can't hear you at all. Can you hear me? I can't hear you. You're on mute for some reason, Cricket. It shows up as your microphone's muted over on your name thingy.
There it goes. All right.
There you go. Are you back?
Yeah. I don't know why I did that.
That's weird.
It popped up a thing that saying Skype's using my mic.
Oh, weird.
But I haven't even opened Skype in like a year. What is going on?
Aliens.
And now I don't know what the hell I was saying.
I don't know. My headphone went beep, and then all of a sudden all the audio cut out, and I was like, that was weird. So I'm sitting here pushing buttons on the computer like,
you were talking about boys were weird. And
boys are weird.
Boys are weird. Like, I'm so glad I have a little girl.
It never goes away. No matter how old we get, we're still weird. We just do less damaging stuff to ourselves. Like, we learn we can't jump off of garages anymore because it really hurts.
Yeah.
But when it cut out again.
I don't know.
That's weird. And it's not showing the little microphone being muted like it did before.
I don't know. And see, now it says muted.
Yeah, now
I don't know. It's just a weird night.
It is.
It's like the hobgoblins knew we were talking about them or something.
It is National Hobbit Day, and it is the first day of fall. So who knows?
Could be spooky season. Spooky, scary skeletons. Shivers down my spine.
Are you back?
You?
Yeah, you are.
Okay. There she is.
That time it didn't even tell me anything.
Weird.
Hmm. Now what the hell was I talking about?
Still, boys are strange little creatures when they're little,
Oh,
and they do
so
wild things.
there was a group of boys that were around a prairie dog hole, and then I watched a couple of them pick up rocks and like go to throw them down the hole, like kind of violently. That I was like, okay, nope. And
Oh.
a teacher had just told him, hey, knock it off, right? It's like, I know prairie dogs are rodents. They really are. They carry the plague from year to year and stuff like that, but they don't need to be bashing their heads in on school property.
I remember growing up, me and my cousins, the one few times that we did do a family thing, me and my cousins went out back by the creek that they had,
Creek.
and we were having rock fights, like literally on each side of the creek, and we were tossing rocks at each other. And then it gradually escalated, and we're shucking these things at each other like hard, leaving bruises on each other's legs. And I picked up a particularly flat one, and as I tossed it, I saw it go like this and just catch air and take off like a wing, and it shot up and smacked my fucking cousin right in the forehead. Blood instantly. He starts freaking out, screaming and yelling. I'm like, shh, you're gonna be alive. Nope,
Don't tell mom.
don't tell your mom, who's gonna tell my mom, her sister-in-law. Yeah, and then we're all gonna be in trouble for what we were doing. So you can't say anything. How we were going to explain that he had a, like 2-inch gash in the top of his forehead, oh, he just tripped and fell into a tree, Yeah, that didn't work at all.
This is why women live longer.
Oh,
I never did anything like that.
I've no doubt about it. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, we did some sketchy shit. Like when we were at Carson, we didn't want to completely move the engine out of a M88 tank, right? Because that's a pain in the ass, lots of connections, lots of stuff. So we just lifted it up a little bit, and we had a guy that was like, I don't know, shorter than Jade and probably only 100 pounds wet. I mean, he was skinny as a rail. And so we held him up by his feet and slid him down between the engine and the hull so he could plug up the hole while the engine is being barely supported with the crane. Yeah, probably not the safest thing to do, but it got the job done a lot quicker.
Yeah, but that
wasn't mechanic or anything like that. No.
It's heavy. You go squish.
Yeah, we did a lot of sketchy shit.
What's up?
I don't know. It's like now my headset went like off. Y'all can still hear me, yeah?
Yeah,
it's got to be the fall season, or we got an internet.
You need to burn some sage or something.
It was the full moon.
You need to burn some sage in your house or something.
I know, right? I don't know what's going on. It's weird. But I did get some kind of good news. So my grandfather, who is a Korean War veteran, has made it a point that once my grandmother passes, that I will receive his flag.
Nice.
I do have one male cousin that might not like this. However, my grandfather has said that he wants me to have it because I was part of the service. And that was one of the concerns that I've had because my grandfather, he's up in his 90s now. And with him not doing so well right now and everything, I was telling Rob, and I was like, I honestly don't know, because traditionally, the only boy that is actually descended from him, because he's got a few grandchildren that are adopted that are men or males. But as far as, because he's got 4 daughters, my mom and her 3 sisters, right? None of them served. And then me, my 3 sisters, and then my cousin is the only male that's related to him. So I was thinking, it was like, technically it goes to him, or traditionally, right? Being the next male.
It's,
I
yeah, stuff's
I
getting.
always assumed it went to next of kin regardless of gender.
It depends on some stuff, like military stuff. It's kind of weird, but the rules are totally out the window now. With
Well, and that's what I was thinking, and I was telling Rob too, is like, I honestly think that I should be at least allowed his medals, if not given his flag,
yeah,
because I know that it goes to my grandmother, but you know, unfortunately we all die. So who would it go to? Because like I said, my mom and her 3 sisters, my dad and my uncle served, but they're not blood related to him,
right.
right? So the next male blood related to him didn't serve, and as I'm a female, I served. So, that was one of the things that I was like, I was not completely sure of. And, I will actually fight my cousin for this, that I either get, like I said, his medals or his flag, you know. But no, I got good news that it goes to me, and that's what my
Nice.
grandfather wants. And my
Yeah,
grandfather was a huge, or is a huge influence on why I went Army and not other branches. Because on my dad's side of the family, they're all Marines. Beside my dad and my godmother, they went Navy, but they're all Marines. And then on my mom's side, they have some pretty high ranking uh, Army, but there's also my great uncle was in the Coast Guard too. So, but when it comes to my generation, I'm the only one of our generation that's blood related to my grandfather that served. And he was one of that. He's like, don't get out. He's like, stay in as long as possible. He still misses it to this day. While as my all the other parts of the branches were just kind of like, meh, it was okay, or they hated it. And then,
yeah,
I was also partly because my cousin, that's on my dad's side actually, he was in the Army, and he also was like, don't get out, because he ended up, I think I've told y'all about it. Like, he's military intelligence, and he was deciphering radio calls down in Florida, because he's fluent in pretty much all dialects of Spanish.
nice.
And they blasted the radio, causing him to go deaf in one ear. And if the Army says that you're deaf. Like,
Right.
so, and he's always said that, yeah, I love it. I miss it. I want to go back. I wish I could go back and stuff like that. So it's so, that's where I was like, okay, maybe the Army's got something. I don't have any Air Force veterans in my family that I know of that I talked to. I did talk to a couple people that I knew that were Air Guard and stuff like that, but I don't know. It
I
was just like
found
I
out
said, my grandfather was one of my biggest deciding reasons for going Army and not the other branches, other than the Marines telling me that I was too short to be an MP. Or that I turned out to be too short to be an MP in the Marines.
Yeah,
I didn't know they had height requirements.
I found out that I had a third grandfather when I was in junior high. I thought, growing up, you got grandma and grandpa and grandma and grandpa. And then I found out that grandma had divorced this guy, and then he married somebody else. And he was a World War II vet, actually helped liberate a town, I guess. And they took brass and made plates out of them. I remember seeing them hanging on his wall, but I didn't get nothing. So then my other grandpa, my dad's dad, he was one of the last cav soldiers when they used to teach him to ride horses and shoot a gun.
Oh,
And
damn.
when his
We knew you were old.
yeah, right, you see where it comes from. But when he passed away, he was on his fifth wife. Yeah, he was a man about town. Fifth wife, and I think he had like 8 girlfriends that I know of. But when he passed
At
away,
one time, or just
well,
Collectively.
at one time he had 1 wife and 2 girlfriends that I know of. He was a player back in the day.
Damn.
Yeah, but when he passed away, his current wife's family at the time took all of his military stuff and sold it at an auction. And me and Dad are both pretty salty about that, you know.
it's really cool.
Yeah, kind of
Seems
same with me. I had you know, my
so
both
on my mom's side, first female, but on my dad's side, not.
yeah, I had a great uncle
I'm
that was the
sure.
Marine. I had an uncle that was Air Force.
Yeah, that's what I'm like.
And then I had
Yeah, I'm not sure. I know that my grandfather on my dad's side was Air Force and also an aircraft mechanic. But honestly, I didn't know that until I did the ancestry DNA stuff and found his military records. Like he passed when I was really little, and I vaguely remember a military, like a U.S. flag, being at the funeral. But I was so little, I didn't understand, and it wasn't until I found his military records through the
right.
ancestry.com that I went, oh. So I unknowingly went the same route he did.
I've always been curious about trying that ancestry.com, but I'm afraid what it might show up.
I did the DNA. We did the DNA stuff because
Oh no, not doing DNA stuff. No.
well, they already have my DNA. I was in the military.
I was
They
just
already
gonna
have
say,
it.
Sai, they already have it.
No, I got out before they
already
started
know.
doing that stuff.
Oh, you think?
No, I know. So, but yeah, I've always liked the DNA tests. I'm like, you know, I'm paranoid enough. Like when I go into a store, I try to touch as little as possible so my fingerprints aren't anywhere in the store, because then if something happens and they get robbed and then they call me, well, your fingerprints were at this place. Yeah, I got a pack of cigarettes and a 12-pack of beer. You know, but I'm afraid that something like that'll happen.
See, that's really cool.
Oh, that's cool, Jen.
That's awesome.
So for me, my last name is not the same as my grandfather's that I'm talking about. I haven't changed. I've never been married, so I've never changed my last name, and I honestly don't plan to.
See, I
Married or not.
I've changed mine so many times for all my marriages. Don't do it because it is a pain in the ass each and every time. And then if it doesn't work out, you have to go back, and then there's questions, and then people are like, "Didn't I just see you like a year ago?" I'll be like,
we don't talk about such things.
yeah. Or it's really awkward when you just change your name, like you just get a divorce and you go to sign your name, and you have to tell the bank because you're signing a check that you need a new check because you signed the wrong name. Then they really look at you strange. Uh-oh.
Yeah, I guess I was destined to join the military because I remember being in kindergarten and my mom had to do something. And so my dad had to like be a dad that day and take me with him. And we went to the grenade range.
Yes.
I was in kindergarten. My dad was a drill instructor, and I thought that was my dad's job the whole time in the military. I thought,
throwing grenades.
No, being a drill instructor, yelling at people. I thought that was his job the whole time. Then later on, I found out that, 2 times in Vietnam, and he operated the stuff that I worked on. And I'm like, Dad, I probably worked on some of the stuff you drove the way the Army gets rid of equipment,
Right? It's like my grandpa, when one of the first times, I think it was a family day.
Ooh.
Dropping out. Oh, craziness.
Oh, she says she'll be back.
But so one of the first family days or something like that, and this was a little after I think it had to have been after my deployment. I don't know if it was before. It had to have been before Haiti, but after Iraq. That we had like a family day, mandatory fun day, right?
Yeah.
But of course, like I said, with my grandfather, I invited him to the armory where like I'm stationed at, and the tank that actually is in front of the armory is the same type of tank that he rode in Korea.
Yep.
So it's
Nice.
just like it's amazing. I will always remember that. And I will definitely keep tabs on it. As far as if they ever get rid of it, which I hope they don't.
You know, most of those static display, like tanks or helicopters, are ones that people have died in, and nobody wants to drive it or fly it anymore, so they make a display out of them.
That's depressing.
Yeah, well, there you go.
Just a random military trivia.
Miss Reaper! Oh, now I'm seeing your comment.
Yeah, now it just popped up. I didn't see it. I was like, "Who's he talking about?" Spicy.
Have a good night, Richie. Tell Miss
Later.
Shelley I miss her face. Miss Shelley is amazing.
They both are. They're a pretty cool couple.
Yes, they both are very awesome. But Miss Shelley, like automatically, I was her daughter. She guarded my phone. She guarded my drink. She guarded my purse. Like, because we were at an event, but we're still at a bar.
Right.
So, and I had just met her, but she was already like, "Got you, got you." She got us.
Well, you just don't tell them that, Jen. You just let them see the nice tanks and play on them, and stuff like that. But
right? Yeah, never thought about that. But like I don't know why I've never thought about that before, because like when Michael was showing his coins and stuff like that, I thought about how like, oh, the history. Who might have had that in their pocket or whatever. Never thought about any of this equipment that's on display that
Now, a lot of it, like when I was at Carson, they called it a 5.78. It was like a M60 tank with a little barrel about this long, and it had a blade on the front, and it was just used to like move earth and dirt. It was like a tactical bulldozer, and we had still had them in the unit that we were using, but we also had one out on display. And I was like, well, what happened with that one? Oh, somebody died in it like 2 years ago. Nobody wanted to drive it, so we made a display out of it. And I'm like, oh, okay. And then I found out like chopper pilots in the Army, they're real sketchy. So like if somebody had an accident in a helicopter, but the helicopter was fine, no other pilots would want to fly that. And so then poof, it became a display somewhere. They'd donate it to some city or, something like that.
That's really weird.
Yeah.
Like I honestly never thought about it that way. Which it really does make sense. So
I'd be it's like, wait a minute, I'm going. Yeah, it's like, you want me to get into that helicopter that killed somebody last week? No.
That's it. That's what I'm trying to say. It's like we are very like ritualistic, I guess would be like the bad juju on that. Like no.
Yeah. Well, we went out to NTC one time, and we were doing the maneuvers and stuff, and the engineers dig fighting holes so the guys can drive their M1s in and shoot from like just turret level. The bottom part is hidden underground, kind of. And anyway, so we're cleaning up the vehicles, getting ready to turn them back in. And the guy was driving the M1, and he had his head out of the top of it.
That's the word I was looking for.
Superstitious, yeah. But he had his nugget out of the hatch a little too far, and the guy turned the turret like this, and it just kind of drug him this way. He didn't make it, and ended up they just towed the track onto a trailer, and then when it got back to Carson, they made a display out of it because nobody wanted to drive that tank. Other units wouldn't even take it. They're like, nah, we heard about what happened with that. You can keep it.
Well, that's it. That's what I was thinking the word superstitious. That's what I meant.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, superstitious. like I'm superstitious with my tags that I wore overseas. I still have them anytime I travel. They're like in my purse or they're in my go bag. Anytime I'm traveling, they're with me because they're my lucky tags.
I've
I have been issued multiple tags, right? For like pretty much like every other year, they like just would reissue our tags, but these ones were the ones that I wore overseas, came home,
yep.
and I took them to Haiti, came home. So now that, like I said, I travel with them.
Yeah, mine. I've got the ones that when I went on active duty in '94, they gave us all new stuff and new tags, and I wore those to Korea, back to the States, over to Kuwait, back to the States, over to Korea. So I got those still sitting, with 550 cord around the daisy chain, and it's still got the black electric tape holding them together so they don't clank.
We had the tag silencers were like
Those things didn't work. Mine always
50
fell
cents.
off.
50 cents or something. Mine still are there. Those are the
Yeah.
original ones that I bought in like basic or AIT.
Well,
Those
see,
are still the original ones. And like
we
I said, I wore them overseas throughout, and they're like in my purse all
we
the
weren't
time, or
we,
they're in
we
my
we weren't
go
allowed
bag.
to we weren't allowed to wear dog tags because as a mechanic, if you're leaning over and something and it gets caught in the fan blade, and then yeah.
You gone. Bye-bye.
So we just looped them around our belt and stuck them in our
Well,
pocket.
I was gonna say that's where I kept mine, just
Yeah.
because like I would like if I broke the chain or anything like that, I had to shorten it just because they would small torso. Um,
Right.
but I just when I
You sit down to pee and it's just like bloop.
Yeah, I was going to say you probably the dog tag chain probably hung to your belly button.
It's just dingle dangle. Sorry.
So once I got to my unit and I learned that I was authorized to like loop it on the belt loop and tuck them into my pocket. That's how I've always worn them ever since.
Yeah.
And like I said, even like if I go on hikes and stuff like that where I'm not wearing a pack, I will loop them on my belt loop and tuck them in my pocket. Just because, like I said, superstitious. Like when I'm traveling or doing something that might be a little sketchy.
Good idea to have some type of identification on you.
Well, and I honestly don't wear it for ID. I just because I'm superstitious and these are my lucky tags.
I've got a extra dog tag I keep on my key ring, and when I pull out my keys, people are like, "What's that for?" And then I let them read it, and they're like, "Huh? Never mind." It's like that old saying: "If I have to explain, you wouldn't understand."
The comments are not fully loading on my end. Kitten,
it's kind of weird.
If you see anything, go ahead and pop it up too.
And then I don't know about you guys, but like when I was in, we would trade dog tags with people that we like, commiserate or connected with, and be like, "Hey, bro, here." So you always got, and then you get one from them. And I had about like 20 of them at one time of different people.
Several.
Oh, that's what I was like.
Yeah, several sets.
I thought it was.
I too
infantry speak.
I too suffer from fat finger syndrome.
Either that or I won't know how to spell the word. But so I like sound it out and spell it out the way it sounds.
Phonics.
So I can speak phonics pretty well.
It's no offense to his typing skills because I swipe like shit. But it's also like just acronyms and army speak and infantry and different branches and stuff like that I was kind of like, does that mean something else?
Well, like I used to, there's a Facebook group that I've been in for a long time, and they call it drunk sci speak because I'll type and it's like, we got to get the dictionary out, size drunk again.
Dean says it. He said types in cursive is how he says it.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I too have that disease.
I'm pretty bad about it. I can't spell very well, and the drunker I get, the worse it gets. So my poor husband has to like decipher what it is. So I rely on voice messaging a lot when I'm drunk. and then you don't have to spell it. You just talk, and then it's good to go. We used to
I've
call them
heard
MPs
this.
mud puppies.
Mm-hmm.
I've never heard that.
Did you?
What?
Oh yeah, I've always called MPs mud puppies.
No. Wait,
I thought that was
Are
their
you
second.
just?
I
Is it
thought that was
bringing
their
it up
second
or no?
name.
I'll bring it back up. Okay.
I can't see it.
It says we use,
Okay.
it's fucking censorship.
Well, I know
we
that
call
he.
yeah,
I'm
That's
asking, is
weird.
it brought up? I can't see that it's been brought up. So
that's weird.
Oh, that's StreamYard is being wonky tonight. First, it
What?
kills the audio for me, and then my headset killed. Oh gosh,
Oh no, did it take her out too?
what the
Oh, no.
hell? I had to hop out to hop back in because it killed my audio. It wouldn't connect to the headset, even though everything on the computer was connected to the headset.
It's been the whole interwebs today, not just StreamYard. You know, I was
That's a good one. You can't spell pimp without MP. I
right.
like that.
I learned a lot from MPs. You know, always keep a beer in the fridge. That way, when they knock on the door for somebody to be like a point detail, you're like, "Sorry, been drinking." You know, I learned that from the MPs because they'd get off shift and they'd be like relaxing, and then something had happened and they'd need a volunteer, and it's like, "Sorry, been drinking, can't go on duty." You know.
I don't know. StreamYard's being wonky. We
Y'all
can
hear
see
me?
you. Yes.
My hair.
You're there.
Yes.
We got you.
It reminds me of that old Verizon commercial. I was like, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
He
Can you
went
hear
to
me now?
Sprint, which Sprint is now T-Mobile.
Something like that. I don't know.
Well, you know what cracks me up? It's
No,
not
because
like
T-Mobile. So sorry, but I have Sprint, and now it's Sprint Mobile or whatever, and they're like switching completely over to T-Mobile, and now that I'm getting alerts that your information might have been hacked on T-Mobile.
Ooh.
But I don't have an account with T-Mobile.
what's weird
Technically.
is they all share the same towers, basically. It's not like T-Mobile's got its own and Verizon's got its own and AT&T. No, it's the same tower. It's just they share it.
Yeah, I could see that.
Awesome.
Right? So just now when it just completely cut, it's like something went wrong. You have no internet. Like, how do I not? And it's like full signal.
I think it's StreamYard because it was everything on the computer was playing on my, the tests were working. All the notification sounds were coming through on the headphones, but I couldn't hear you guys. So I had to completely exit out of StreamYard and rejoin. So
Okay,
I think there's something going up with
I
StreamYard.
was just going to say, StreamYard just completely kicked me. So. Oh my goodness. Ducky, please don't.
Oh God.
So.
And that TikTok that somebody said I should do one in, I don't have the moves. I'm not that endowed up here like some men are.
They make bras for that, Sai.
I know, but
I to make it
Pasties.
And
they also have the lift pasties.
I got nothing.
Yes.
I'm like,
it looks like a chicken cutlet, and you just slap it on, and then there's something over it, and you can't even tell.
I'm scared now. I'm gonna slam the rest of my drink.
Never know what the Aussies will bring.
All right, so yeah, I got told to blind react to freaking a TikTok, and my goodness. Happy birthday, Mr. President.
Yeah.
And it is not what y'all think it is. It's a grown ass man. So now I'm nervous to allow Grant up up in this beach.
He'll be all like,
Well, he even told me earlier he had to find a bra, and now he's like getting my bra on. I'm like, no.
I wonder if he's the same size as his wife.
Jesus Christ.
Well, I mean, otherwise,
No,
if he's not
Sai,
bald,
you're taking it to a whole different level
if
of what it is, because like at the end of the video that I'm talking about, the bra falls off because he's not holding it on.
right, because I was wondering, it was like he either borrows his wife's bra and they're the same size, or he has his own bras, which raises even more questions.
No. And
For shame.
even if he does have his own bras, that's on him.
Hey, it's a brave new world now. You can do whatever you want, Ducky. Who knows?
So I did see this. I saw a TikTok where this girl was telling, I saw what you did, I know what you did, and the guy was like, what did I do? What did I do? When she's just saying this to say it to see his reaction.
Oh, I've seen some of those.
I know what you did. I know what you did. Everybody knows. I know what you did. They showed it to me. I know what you did. And he admits that he's like, I just tried on your underwear just once. They didn't fit.
Yeah.
And he was so dead serious that he was like, she was like, oh my God, of all the fucking things.
I've seen some of those where like the male or female would do that. Like, I know what you did. I'm mad at you. And then walk out. And the other person is just sitting there like, and then they admit to something. And the person's like, no clue that is, and it's like, you could have not told me that. And I'd have been perfectly happy,
My husband would just be like, okay, whatever you think I did, I probably did it.
Yeah, it's like, I'm sorry for what? I don't know.
Like y'all not curious about how to.
My
husband's watched me put it on enough that he's just like, okay, so that's the mechanics of it. I don't think he's ever been inclined to actually put one on himself.
I've seen it. I've had it hard enough time.
Do you know? Do you honestly know?
I've had a hard enough time getting a bra off of a woman.
I just don't need to know.
They needed to redesign those things for you gals, because I don't know how you fucking put them on and hook them in the back.
So like this. I can like wrap my elbows. Like, and I can like fully touch.
I had a hard enough
flexibility.
Oh yeah, Grant, Ducky. That's the only time
I can't.
That's the only time I've worn a bra was at a Rocky Horror Picture Show, and we'll leave it at that.
Did you wear the bottoms too, Si?
Yep, and the fishnets, the high heels. Yeah, I totally went all balls out to the wall, basically.
That is awesome. They do make front clasp ones.
Yeah, now
those are nice.
Yeah, when you're used to the back clasp ones and you're making out trying to take her bra off and it hooks in front and you're like, oh, well, that's even funner. I get to play with things while I'm undoing it. I got a snort.
That one kind of hurt too.
I've seen a few females do that. I've had girlfriends, not for a long time, but like I'd see them and they'd put it on and then spin it, and I'm like, oh, so that's how y'all do it. And yeah, there was a little, they didn't fit quite the way they should have. Just say that it was hard to keep both of them in. I could keep one in, but not both.
They make cups that you can just kind of scoop them in.
Yeah, but that would have took away from the costume, And
I would have kept it like. Also, if you ever wonder how gymnasts avoid like wedgies and leotards up the ass? They make a spray, Uncle Si, that you can spray on your skin, and it gives the material something to stick to, so it doesn't go up places.
That would have made wrestling a lot easier back in junior high and high school with them stupid leggings that I always thought that was the dumbest outfit for men to wear in high school was a singlet and leggings. It's like, I gotta wear this to go out and wrestle another dude in,
he sent y'all that swimsuit, right? She right.
You're gonna need a whole lot of hairspray for that, Michael. A
Well, that's
whole
it.
lot of
I
hairspray.
believe it was. It started with hairspray because like when like the pageant girls and stuff like that during like their swimsuit and stuff, they would use the hairspray, and
There
now
was
they make an
I
actual like spray to
I
hold that, almost
I
like how they were saying like hairspray, like how in the movies and stuff like that when like the girls are getting ready to go out on a date and they're doing their makeup and stuff, and you see them with like this with their hairspray, and you're just like,
Yeah,
why
they
are
used to use it as a setting
a
spray.
setting spray? That's exactly it. It's like so now there's a setting spray, and now there's a non-wedgie spray.
there I dated a
Yes.
gal one time for I don't know about a month. She was really psycho, but she did pageants, and she told me they used to use like preparation H on the skin because it shrinks and tightens, and so
Yeah.
their body would look a little different when they were out in the. And I was like, so basically, a beauty pageant is y'all just cheating backstage and then coming out, you know?
So Air Force has a tape test, and my ex-husband was kind of a chunky monkey. So the night before his PT test, this man, I swear I loved him because I would use like 2 tubes of preparation H and rub it all over his belly and his back, and then take Saran wrap and wrap him up in it so he could pass tape in the morning. And it worked. He would cut like 2 inches based off the butthole cream.
Yeah.
I'd have to smear it all over him. It was
Yeah.
so gross. Yeah.
So y'all, like I said, y'all, he sent y'all the picture, right?
Yes.
I'm scared.
Yes, I've
I'm
seen the
scared.
picture.
Like on the other night, somebody mentioned
I
you
see
did
Ducky just popped up. I'm scared.
cover your
I see a
eyes.
shirt.
Oh, he's close. No.
Had to do it. See, I got the barcode and everything.
Yes,
Oh.
I've seen that on YouTube where it talks about the hotter the woman, it's like a sliding scale, and the hotter
Yeah.
the woman, the crazier she is, but the uglier the woman, the more normal she is, and it was this whole graph thing, and I was just like, that kind of makes sense.
Mm. Well, I've got to buy.
I will find the
tape.
video for you, Jade, and I'll send it to you if I can
I
find
was
it.
just gonna say,
But it explains the crazy hot scale. And
Oh, yeah.
basically, the hotter she is, the more loonier she is.
It's been in movies where the guy will like tell his friend that's getting involved with the girl, he's like, "Oh no, bro, she's crazy." He goes, "What do you mean?" "Well, on the Matrix, she's up here." You know, the hotter they are, the crazier they are.
Oh, that
Okay,
is not what that is
so-
for.
So I want to say something about this gorilla glue girl. She's not a girl. She's a fucking woman. So although she made the mistake of using Gorilla Glue on her hair, because what she normally used was Gorilla Snot, an actual hair product, was rushing out of that, so she used Gorilla Glue. When she went viral, that was over a month of her trying to get this stuff out of her hair.
Yeah.
So
I kind of feel sorry for her, but I kind of don't.
So the here's the thing, okay? So she she pretty much thought to herself that she exhausted all of her resources other than going to the internet about it. And the money that she got from her GoFundMe paid for her surgical removal of the glue from her hair, and everything else that they raised, she actually donated it. As far as I know, she donated it to a fundraiser that helps people get surgeries they can't afford. So this original girl that did this with the Gorilla Glue,
That's
as far as
cool.
I know, she actually was legit like, I need help, and I made a mistake and then donated the like outstanding amount that like so she took what needed to pay for the surgery she couldn't afford and donated it to people who can't afford surgeries.
Now,
Well, at the same time, you got these other assholes that are just like, I'm doing this so I can go to LA.
I remember,
Painting her in this way.
yeah.
So as far as I know, and the last that I heard, like this chick, like seriously, made a mistake and shouldn't be painted the way that she's painted. My opinion.
I'll agree with you on that, but my big thing is she made the initial mistake of not reading the label.
They don't even look the same though, and they're not. It's not like they keep Gorilla Glue in the hair aisle.
That's what I'm saying. Okay.
Like I said, I understand that and like I said, that her original hair product was called Gorilla Snot.
Yeah.
And she has this spray while she was, because how she explained it, as far as I know, is like she was in a rush to get out of the house, ran out of this stuff, had Gorilla Glue spray by chance, and made that mistake. As far as I know, I'm not saying this is what happened.
I keep my glue in the bathroom too, obviously,
Well, it depends, because I know for a fact that I've often kept, as bad as this sounds, when I've been doing little projects and things like that, I ended up having glue in the bathroom because I'd just finished gluing stuff. I'd put it in there so I could get the glue off my hands. So it could have been if she was living with someone, the other person was doing an activity and then grabbed something as well, thinking, Gorilla.
Yeah.
So possibly.
I mean, I can understand it, but
our linen closet has household like cleansing and things like that, as well as hygiene things like that. And
see, this is what's weird.
When I like watched her on like on certain interviews and stuff like that, like it honestly was just like, hey,
yeah,
I had no idea that this was going to be a viral thing. I legit wanted help because, like I said, she had her hair glued for at least a month before she went on the internet trying to seek help. And like I said, and then when I heard that the remaining money for her GoFundMe, like,
now
so
that's cool.
she used
cool.
she used the GoFundMe because she couldn't afford the surgery or the removing of the hair, which she pretty much had to go bald because of this mistake. And that is terrifying for a lot of women, if not all. Like, seriously, kittens, like, we have this much hair. Yes. And we have to go bald.
No. My hair.
Because
I can't.
Because when I had to have staples, and I've had stitches as well in the back of my head, but when they were like shaving the part of my head so they could do staples, I was crying. I will forever be bald on that part of my head, and it's just, it really is like, it's not not really an identity, but it's a comfort to us. It's a part of our identity, like Sai, like, just to say, you made a mistake, you did something while you weren't thinking about it, and now you have to lose your beard.
It used to be longer, and you can see in the middle, right, where it looks like there should be more. There used to be. I took a nap one time, and that long part of my beard, I had a little skull bead on it in the center. And that long part of my beard got caught in my elbow, and I guess I rolled over like this and just yanked it out. So I've got about this much hair that came out of my beard, about this long, that I was like, shit,
Yeah,
well,
that's true.
Kind of, sort of, but I can see a mistake,
Common sense isn't so common, and that is probably the biggest lesson that I've learned since being an adult.
Right.
You actually watch your kids as they're growing up and go, have you learned common sense yet?
I continue to freaking have to say this to like arguments with Bob. He's like, "Oh, I had this stupid person," and I told Kittens about this. It's like, okay, so Rob drives a semi, right? On the back of our semis here, it tells you not to get on the right side if you see their signal to turn right, because guess what's going to happen when you pull up? They're gonna take that right wide, and that trailer's going to go over your car. So he had a person that came up on him, and he actually, like, I think it was like within his first 5 years or so, he actually had his trailer run over a car because he legit couldn't see her. And he's like, you see that sign on the back of the trailer? That's
Do not
you.
overtake turning vehicle.
That's you.
The actual sign says, because here in Australia it's on the opposite side, it says, do not overtake turning vehicle. And I ended up having a friend of mine's parents decide that they wanted to have a comedy safety sign on the back of their caravan. And on the back of their caravan, it says, do not overtake overturned vehicle. And we put it on upside down.
I had a buddy that had a Jeep, and in the center of the spare tire, it said, and it was upside down. If you can read this, flip me over. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Something's wrong.
Roll me over, I'm drunk.
Yeah.
What I was saying earlier, just a little bit, was like, so he was talking about, he's like, I don't understand why these people freaking like do that. Like there's all these freaking warning signs and everything else, and it's just like, you should have just ran her over. Too much paperwork.
We were
automatically like, yeah, I would have totally ran over this car, but the paperwork stopped me.
When I was active guard working at Camp Dodge here, we were doing a convoy to move equipment to the state fairgrounds for a static display. And we were doing convoy. We had vehicles, we had signs, all of this, we were doing the close spacing, and we had signs, do not get in the convoy. Don't just either stay behind us or go by us. And I was in the 88. There was an M1 in front of me, and this guy pulls in right between us. And I'm like, that is the dumbest place, for one, because if anything happens, you're toast. We're not. We're safe. And it just hot spicy chocolate.
Oh, and okay. I want some.
It literally melted the paint off the front of this guy's car because the exhaust from an M1 is so hot. It bubbled the paint on his car. He actually tried to file a claim against the National Guard for his car to be painted. And they were like, no, you were the idiot that got that close to an M1. You got a new paint design now. Sorry, buddy.
Well,
here in Australia, the trucks that we've got, they're called road trains.
Yeah.
They are 4 B doubles connected. But now they've actually released for the Outback ones, they actually got a 5 B double.
Oh, yeah, because everything has got to get moved huge distances. So you get like 5 trailers hooked up, and you guys, I've seen the show where they just haul across. Yeah.
Yep. And that is usually between the north and south. So that is usually Darwin to Adelaide, or it'll be Adelaide to Perth. Because it's just one of those things that we've got so much to haul. And it's through the most isolated parts of Australia. Well, so going up through the Red Centre, is ridiculous.
Just desolate. There's like nothing for hundreds of miles.
Try thousands.
Yeah, I thought driving through Texas was bad. Oh my God, I couldn't imagine driving through Australia.
I used to drive where my sheep station was. It was approximately 900 kilometers. Mm-hmm. It was 900 kilometers north of Adelaide in a desert. And that's the thing, is that's where we were growing the sheep. We had, I think it was, what was it? I think it was 48,000 sheep on the farm.
No.
That's a lot of
And
sheep.
they were rotated every 7 years.
That's a lot of
Wow.
Sheep.
Top of the hour, Uncle Say.
Roll that beautiful beard footage.
Maybe.
If
Yeah, as foolish as we are. Oh yeah, we danced till the sun came up. Oh yeah, we danced till the sun came up.
Okay.
What?
So, yeah,
No change of shirt?
Felix gets his food trailer next month. That's going to be so cool. He's got a new coffee sauce getting ready to, or dipping sauce, he calls it. It's getting ready to drop next month, I think, or maybe sooner. So yeah, he sent me a test sample of it. It goes amazing on pork. I don't know about anything else yet, but yeah, it's really good. It's got just a hint of coffee. It's not like caffeine, but
Ooh, it looks like he's got some Oh no, it's out of stock.
yeah, he's got to find somebody to do that. Otherwise, he's got to do the whole Breaking Bad mask up and gloves and face shield.
This is what I want to try. Is his big butt brisket?
And yeah, just
That's what I wanna
three.
try.
Well, he's got a 6 kilo brisket thawing at the moment.
Right, he's doing that Sunday. He's got to take it out today, so it'll be thawed in time to prep to be able to cook Sunday. That thing was huge, man. It was like a small baby.
Well, that's the thing, is I've never cooked a brisket, but when I do a pork roast that you guys have seen already,
Right.
that is usually between 2.5 kilos and 3 kilos. And it takes me 2 days to prep and then cook.
Yeah.
Because it is such a hard and long process. But we'll get there eventually. So, but there's so many things that we end up getting now. So it's amazing the amount of food. And the one thing I did notice when I was traveling was the difference in meat quality. Okay, it's going into a really weird situation. Sorry to go completely off the rails, but the meat quality here in Australia compared to the meat quality that I was served in the Defence Force overseas was huge. Like when we get meat, it's really well lean, minimal fat and everything else. And when I was bringing the meat onto the ship and everything else, I read it on the box and it said for military and prisoner use only.
That always makes you feel happy, doesn't it, when you read stuff like that? Yeah, frick.
And it's like, you've got to be kidding me. And then you end up looking at it and there was just so much fat in it. There was gristle, and the only way you could eat the stuff was to have it as a stew. So the amount of times the stews just tasted like crap. No wonder we called it scran.
Yeah.
Shit cooked by Royal Australian Navy.
Mike, I bet you that would taste really good with one of Felix's sauces and rubs.
That's what he's thinking of doing.
Yeah.
Mike saw a recipe where a guy took a beef shin and like did a nice sear and barbecue kind of thing to it, smoked it, and then shredded it for tacos. And it was like beef shin is so cheap, the butchers usually like toss it or scrap it up. And he was like, I need to find one of these, and I was like, that does look pretty freaking good, bud.
Now I want tacos. Tacos with his habanero sauce on it. I need more of that habanero sauce. Now that I have an address, I need to wait until we have a move-in date, because right now our move-in date is November 9th. But we might be able to eat sooner. So as soon as I get a move-in date, I'm gonna text Felix and be like, ship it. I'm buying right now. So that
well, okay, Mike, like a lot of the uniforms were, made in prison because they have the prisoners make a lot of stuff. The ones that used to crack me up, and I thought this was a cruel joke, we would have the military clocks, the white face with the big numbers, and it would say made by the Lighthouse for the Blind. And I'm like, that's kind of a cruel joke, is having blind people make a clock. It just seems kind of mean,
Yes. We found a place. We finally got a place, and I'm so relieved. So we're going to be living in Fredericksburg. You can still order his hot sauce. That stuff is crack. I'm telling you,
it's not too. Go ahead, order it.
Hot. It's got a nice, sweet, rich flavor.
This is what I'm afraid of.
That's exactly what I'm afraid of.
Well, like the other night, I was looking up underoos. They have adult underoos. And as I was, going through Amazon looking, a picture popped up of a mankini. And I was like, oh, I'm done looking. Luckily, it wasn't being modeled. It was just like sitting there. And I was like, yep, I'm done looking. Not going to look anymore. I don't want to see a guy in a mankini.
I can see his shadow moving.
Okay, so they do make underoos for women. I found a cat one that's terrifying.
They've got a cool Wonder Woman one.
And we're done with that. I saw the cat one and went, oh no, my search history is
they've got Wonder Woman socks and Batman socks that actually have a cape off the back of the sock.
Like I saw the picture. Cape. I kind of want a pair of those.
I know. I was looking at some going, those are kind of cool and it make people look. So. Oh, man. Oopsie.
Oh no. Yeah, we're hoping to move in before
Ducky,
November 9th.
I swear.
But right now.
Did he just say watch?
Well, and unfortunately, I remember back in like the 80s, the Speedos.
I'm not sure what he has.
Greg Louganis made Speedos famous. So everybody, hi Kyle. Everybody. Oh, nice. The Australian uniforms.
Oh. I totally was expecting a bra.
I kind of was
too. That would be my jacket for when I was in the Navy. We've got rabbits all over it. We actually nicknamed it the rabbit jacket because
you could see, you could catch patterns in the camouflage. They used to do that in the old BDUs. Yeah.
Oh.
Yep.
You can see it now.
Some of them straight up look like penises, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, we always called them the rabbit jacket.
I'm not the only one that's seen it. I bet you Uncle Si noticed. I wasn't
going to say. There's a few holes in there.
But when we first started camouflage painting vehicles, because they used to just be all OD green, right? And when we started doing the BDU woodland camouflage, we would put little different things in there, like cack and balls or, bunny rabbit ears or different kinds of things in the paint,
Where in Missouri are you? Missouri.
Yes. I'm super
excited I'm just saying, if y'all don't know who Kyle Killinger is, y'all are missing out. He is one of our hosts on the network, doing amazing things, currently running across the country to bring awareness to suicide. So yeah, he's kind of a big deal. Sorry to interrupt you, kittens.
Oh, you're fine.
I know. Slide.
Yes. Slide.
Because I can.
Right.
Criss-cross.
Yes. So, as we were talking about the slide, the infamous slide. So, Veterans Anonymous is our network that we stream on twitch.tv Vets Anon, YouTube Veterans Anonymous. I have said it before. If you guys actually want to go and look back on any of the shows, I highly suggest that you go and subscribe. Is it on YouTube?
Yes.
But
Subscribe.
you will be able to look up past live streams and stuff like that, because our Facebook, which is Facebook Veterans Anonymous 22, because it is a streaming page, they don't keep our live feeds, like our shows right now, for very long. So like I said, I highly recommend you go subscribe to our YouTube. Tuesday nights we have Scramjet here on little mother bitches. I took a deep breath and I completely fucked it up. So it's 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Tuesday, Scramjet W with Miss Kitten's traitor, Uncle Si, and the American, as he can hop back and forth between Wednesday night, which is the best show. Oh, I had to dig at you, Kyle, for that. Wednesday nights here on the Crossroads, where you can catch us every week, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And like I was saying, our baby Jesus, host of Full Metal Crown Eaters with Tommy Indifferent, you can catch 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every Thursday. We have an email here, veteransanonymous22@gmail.com. If you guys really want to show pictures, veteran events, share veteran programs and stuff like that, send it there. We all will see it. We all will look at it and possibly put it on one of our shows. So Kyle Killinger, like I said, he's running across the country to raise awareness for veteran suicide at Because He's My Brother, and his Venmo at Because He's My Brother, because we want him to run across this country safely, continue to raise awareness, and he would highly appreciate it, because his shoes are not cheap. Ducky, what the fuck?
You knew it was going to happen. It was just a matter of time. You knew it was going to happen.
I thought he was adjusting the camera and kind of like getting it all right, and just like, here we go. Here we go.
Hey, I said I had to get one.
Hi, Pterodactyl.
Pterodactyl, how you doing?
What did you say? Copycat. Copycat what?
And congrats go to Sammy, Pterodactyl's girl. She's a goalie in hockey and competing against.
That's awesome.
She's a beat, but she's competing against girls that are like 2 years older than her that have been doing it longer. There was a beast. Yeah, there's a veterans organization. I can't remember what the name of it was, but they sent her like a whole hockey goalie equipment for free, brand new.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
So, yeah, she's going to get a scholarship for college, no problem, man.
If she doesn't get a scholarship for college, she's going to the Olympics. We're talking beast mode.
Wow.
She's amazing.
That's awesome.
Well, you never know. In 2032, you might have to come down to Australia.
Oh, yeah, you guys are supposed to be getting the Olympics back down there again, aren't you? Yeah.
2032, it's in Brisbane. That's if COVID lets it.
Hey, they had it last year. Why not? You know.
Well,
they had last year's this year.
Right, yeah.
Don't get it twisted.
Yeah. And they still had all the 2020 stuff up, even though it was 2021. And I was,
that messed me up too.
That messed a lot of people up. Well, we got some debates on that, Kyle.
Yeah.
It is Thursday.
Kyle.
Hey, Kyle, guess what? It is Thursday.
United
That's a good
Heroes.
point.
That's who it is, Pterodactyl. United Heroes League, a veterans organization. Yeah, thank you, Terrell. Thank you.
Yes. Put this up here.
That is awesome.
He
Kyle,
posted.
Kyle,
Well, I think it
you
was
gotta
last.
admit it. Like we got different branches and nations. We're not all Marines.
Yeah, Terrell used to post up pictures, and he'd do live videos of his daughter Sammy's games, and
Yeah,
You can smell them.
she is just a beast at goalie. I mean, I was watching the stuff, and I'm like, dang, you know.
Yeah, she
Actually, Cricket, how's the ghost going in your house?
See, I'm lucky. The ghost in my house just
We
messes
are-
with my lights. He'll like turn
Kyle-
them off and on, or do different things to them. So
I
Kyle,
don't
we
know
are
how to feel
women.
about that.
We are women, and women are never wrong.
No,
We're just
actually, it's a NATO show because we're multiple organizations from multiple fields and multiple countries. Now all we need is a Brit.
I think I might have a lead on one.
I know one or two of them, but wow, that'd be weird because it's like Thursday for Ducky, it's Wednesday for us. It would be Tuesday night for them, a Brit.
No, they're
No,
ahead of
they're
us.
actually ahead of me.
So they're like,
It would be Wednesday night for it would be Thursday night for them, Thursday morning for me, and then
Wednesday night
Tuesday,
for us.
Wednesday night for you.
Ah.
Man, y'all gonna make me pull my globe out again and try to figure this out.
It doesn't have the time date on your globe, though.
No, my globe at the top has got the little like, so you can figure out the time zone thingies.
Oh, that's convenient.
Yeah.
oh no,
Oh, that's awful. I'm so sorry, man.
Oh, bummer.
That
Pizza
sucks.
Hound.
So sorry, Terrell, for you and the fam. That sucks. Okay, Tigger. You want to go ahead and explain what a palm is, Ducky?
You're still eating that spicy chocolate, aren't you?
Yeah, how is that spice?
So we've honestly like kind of glazed over the fact that he keeps eating all this spicy shit during our shows because
Yeah.
he just is like, meh.
It doesn't bother me. I absolutely love that chili chocolate.
Felix did a vendor show where he's selling the sauce, and the people next to him were roasting Serrano and Poblano peppers.
Yeah, I saw that. I was so jealous.
Oh, I can
Because we
imagine.
don't have that here.
Oh, I can imagine
All
it.
right. So what is the palm?
The festivals that you guys have for food and everything else, they are amazing compared to what we end up having. Here at our festivals, we've got our vendors in the trucks, but they aren't allowed to cook on site.
Oh, bummer.
So they can't get the hot coals and things like that, because usually when we've got those sort of a festival, it's summer and it's actually a fire season. It's usually fire season. So as of 1st of November, it becomes fire ban season. So you can't have open coals. So we've got to cook on gas. So liquid petroleum, LPG. So, and that's what we cook on a lot of the time.
So Felix got a bunch of the seeds from the people that were roasting the peppers.
Yeah.
And he smoked them, and then he's gonna like dehydrate them to use as like pizza flakes and on other stuff, you know.
He also put the 4 cheeses underneath as well as it was melting.
Yeah.
Jeez, Tetris.
Yeah.
I've had smoked cheddar one time, and it was just amazing flavor and taste. Yeah, so I can just imagine what some of them other cheeses tasted like.
Yeah. Well, as you can see, Fukin censorship has well and truly put it out. It is prisoner of motherland, England.
Yeah.
POM. And, yeah, that's the thing is it's fun for me because I found out in my travels before I joined the Defence Force that my ancestors could have been someone that blew up the IRA, and they had to leave very quickly from Ireland to come here to Australia.
Wow.
So yeah, very interesting to think of that. That it could have been one of my ancestors that had to leave very quickly.
Interesting.
So, but yeah, I absolutely love the movie Boondock Saints as well.
That is kind of funny. Did you like the first one or the second one better?
I rather the first one because you can't beat the original. A lot of movies that you end up looking at and you watch them and everything else and go, oh, yep, okay, they've got a second, they've got a third, and you ask the question of how they're going to make it better. Now, the big question I've got right now is how are they going to make Back to the Future 4 better?
Huh.
I don't. Are they making another one?
Back to the
Of course they're
Future
making
4
another one.
is coming out next year.
There's
I
no
heard about it.
original ideas left anymore. So
Well, yeah, like
it's all remakes and
They're remaking Doogie Howser, and this time it's a little girl that's a lesbian in Hawaii.
of course
They're
they
remaking
are.
they're remaking the Wonder Years. Okay.
Well, what was it? It was Boy Meets World. Boy Meets World had a TV show, and it was 20 years into the future, and it ended up being Girl Meets World, and that was his daughter.
Everything I'm finding for Back to the Future 4 says back in 2020 that it got so much backlash that they're not going to do it.
Well, they've released a trailer to a couple of days ago.
The trailer concept.
Oh, Chipotle
Eileen?
cheddar. Oh, yeah.
I hope they don't.
Eileen,
What?
So is it like
I love cheese.
is it the cheese factory restaurant or an actual like cheese factory where
Factory.
they make cheese?
Well, I've got where I got
One,
the.
I love his wife. His wife is. Just
She is hilarious. Oh my
she's
god.
the same height as me, and I can't even like. I'm trying to think of what she was talking or what she said.
Oh, that one night she was going off.
No.
Yeah,
She was going to fuck off, and it's like, oh my goodness,
Nice.
like
Up in
But
the
I've had-
Adelaide Hills is Melba's Chocolate Factory. So this is going back to cheese as well. So up at the Woodhouse area, there's lots of different.
it's because we're
There's lots of
American.
different things that are sold up there, including the
Part
Chocolate
of us,
Factory.
part of us are American.
And the Chocolate
why.
Factory has then now got a cheese factory next door called Utterly Delights. So if you actually realise, cow udder, Utterly Delight. And it's all cheese.
nice.
Which is good. When back in 2019, when we had those big bushfires go through, the factory, like the entire area up at Woodside where the factory is for the chocolates.
That's funny, Jen.
The
Cheating.
entire area around the actual around the factory got burnt out, and they saved the factory.
Land of whores. That's what it was. Land of whores. Because it wasn't just J Lo. It was like Lady Gaga and stuff like that. That she was Land of whores. You could just hear in the background of T's live feed.
Yeah. Oh, she was going off on that, and he was like, "Listen, yeah."
Well, he just stopped, and all of us were like,
I remember that
Listen,
episode. I was dying laughing.
"Land of whores." That's what it was. I love her so much.
Mm.
But she actually
what else?
like she has made me like because she had a dream about my missing family member who we just recently found and stuff like that, and well, I can't say recently because it's actually been quite a few months. We finally laid him to rest. She had dreams with him involved, and she's just like she reached out to me, and it's been an amazing like thing with her Land of horrors. It, yeah, she's awesome. I love her. I love her. Love her.
Well, wasn't there a video that's just recently come out of a certain president get distracted and then walk off stage?
Oh yeah, we're okay. To the rest of the world, we're sorry. A lot of them didn't vote for him.
Have a good night.
We apologize. I don't know what to say.
Okay.
Sis, I was gonna say, bro,
I do that
but
too.
sis, truly, like my
Yes.
my diet consists a lot of like string cheese and block cheese.
I'm mad at
I love
cheese
cheese.
actually because I used to get shredded cheese and it had the opening that was like Ziploc, so you could reuse it and shut it, and they've narrowed the bag. My hand won't fit in the bag anymore to get a little like handful of shredded cheese. I got to like dump it into my hand now.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, they downsized the packaging.
Yeah,
Because
and
I
it's like,
eat a lot of. I do that too. I'll sprinkle shredded cheese on like my eggs, or I put cheese in my ramen because I'm weird like that. And then you gotta take the extra
It's not
serving
weird.
for yourself.
yeah,
I can't get my hand in there.
yeah.
Mm.
And in
and-
Korea,
Oh, and no, like so when like I have like my fake nails and stuff like that, trying to open the freaking Ziploc part of the cheese, like I have thrown cheese across the room because I get so frustrated trying to manipulate this stupid Ziploc, and I just want the cheese.
I could just imagine Rob standing there and a bag of cheese flies by him. He's like, "What the hell? You could have
Did
just
they
asked me
open
to open it."
There's
I
been a
have-
couple times I just said screw it and got scissors and just cut straight across and then rolled it up and rubber banded it.
No, I
That's when I
think
just
it's
get
I
another
think it's at least, I will not confirm or deny, but at least 2 times that I've thrown a pack of cheese at him.
I don't
open.
like the Baby Bells. It's got a weird taste to it.
What?
I've had those. I'm not a big fan of them.
Hello.
Hi, Audie, and no, we didn't miss you. No fibbing.
Why you gotta be like that? Of course we missed Audie. Love you,
We
Audie.
were wondering where he was.
Right?
Yeah.
I used to live with Audie. I can be honest and say, no, I don't miss him.
Yes. Can we all agree that this is an amazing food group?
Mm.
Like, I love cheese curds. Like, really well done cheese curds. Perfection.
Jenny, you know about the Amana colonies, the Amish down there, where they
Yes.
make homemade cheese curds. You can get them like
They're
fresh,
so
like the
good.
same day. It's
Mm.
unbelievable.
so
Well, that's the thing is,
love
we
cheese.
here in Australia, I have not seen any Amish, but
I'm just
I
trying.
see.
I'm just trying to imagine an Amish person with an Australian accent.
I've never had cheese curds, don't know what they're like.
Oh, they're incredible! Oh,
Oh,
you've got to try them.
Seeing all y'all's.
You've got to try them. Oh my God, they're
I'm not
you'd
saying
like them.
that I won't try them. I just have not tried them.
It's like fried cheese.
Jen, we're gonna have to
delicious.
get her some of the Amana colonies cheese curds, cheddar and the white ones.
Yes.
Send to her. She's
Yes.
gonna lose her mind.
well, also we need to also organise things to get sent over from here.
Right? We do.
I'm
Yeah.
Food
afraid to try
things.
anything from there because I've had Vegemite before and it's not my thing.
Now,
I
see,
was going to go to Thailand and send you some crickets kittens.
I'm
Chocolate coated
good.
cricket
I don't
there.
eat bugs if I don't have to. Now, if it's already in there because of
I'm not alone.
manufacturing process, I'm fine with that. But to intentionally go
I've
up and
heard
eat bugs,
I'm the weird guy in the army that would like grab a cricket or a grasshopper and pop it in its mouth.
Mm,
ew.
it's more protein than you realise.
I'm good.
It's like
I-
almost all protein.
I am not very adventurous when it comes to trying new foods.
Mm.
It
Hey,
takes a
you,
lot.
Miss, are picky eater, and you're giving me shit about
Yes.
cheese curds.
I think
No,
you'd
well,
like
that's the
them,
thing
though.
is, I try it, everything. Yeah, we've got so many things that are trying to kill us. It's the Hunger Games in true form. Yes. I'll
So,
see
yeah,
you in Northern Territory.
Ugh.
I had shapes, Ducky, Vegemite shapes, and
Mm-mm.
I've also tried
Miss.
Vegemite in cans. I like it.
I don't.
I actually don't have that. Earthworm cookies. Well, funnily enough, when you actually look at the earthworms in Gippsland, Gippsland is in Victoria, where we made the Earth move yesterday. We actually had a 6.0. Yes, the Carlton draft.
I'll
Yep.
take any of that you want to send me. I don't care. I love that stuff. That's good.
Yeah, Carlton
He
draft
loves it so much, he
is an Australian
refused to
beer.
send me one can.
I did.
I'm not able to send it though.
I had a buddy come over when I was drinking one. He was like, "Hey, can I have one of them?" And I'm like, "You can have a taste of this one." I've only got 6 of them. I'm not sharing. No.
Yeah, that's the thing is I'm not able to send alcohol or a very liquid form in a package at all.
Kittens.
That's how
I can't tell.
I'm sorry.
Digger sent me a
Sorry.
6-pack of the Carlton
Mm,
from down under.
yeah. I don't know how that got through because, I tried to send a bottle of Cooper's Pale Ale, unless it was because it was in a can. It might be just because it was in a can, but it's also the fact that it's pressurized.
Yes.
So when it gets sent overseas, it goes up into a plane and gets pressurized. So
Right.
I think that might be the what's happened is there's been too many instances of cans exploding.
Can you imagine in the hold of an airplane, all of a sudden, boop, 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 boop.
Yes. So, no, I can send dry goods. I can send chocolates. I can send all sorts. So, but yeah,
No.
definitely.
Digger.
Why don't you like me?
He was good. He sent me the shapes, Tim Tams, and a couple of other things I can't quite remember. But them Tim Tams were really good. They call them cookies, or you guys call them crackers. They're actually
Crackers?
Biscuits. You guys call them biscuits. No, they're
Biscuits.
cookies. They're cookies.
They're chocolate coated biscuits.
Cookies.
Mm-mm.
Cookies.
Cookies.
Say it with me. Cookie.
Biscuits are freaking like these round little dry ass fucking things that I
Light
don't care for.
Light and fluffy. You put butter or honey on them.
Yeah.
But they're still like dry and annoying.
That's why you put butter or gravy over it. It makes it better.
If you soak it in actual gravy,
That's a cookie.
That's a cookie.
that's a
That's
candy
a
bar.
chocolate
It's chocolate coated.
That makes it a cookie.
Or a wafer.
It's like
That's a wafer.
chocolate covered wafer.
Yeah, see, biscuits here in the States don't crunch when you bite them. Well, some do, but those are not good biscuits.
No.
I'm so hungry.
Yeah.
Don't you hate it when an Aussie can eat breakfast and watch a show on a Wednesday night?
No. No. Don't hate it.
And yeah, Jan, I like SOS better than biscuits and gravy also. That's just awesome.
Shit on the Shingle is actually pretty decent. I like them both equally.
Jade, you're in rare form. That's like your third snort tonight.
And I started her off.
It's because I was muted so many flipping times.
It's because I started her off.
And Kittens, are you able to pull up the OG TikTok that he keeps referring to?
What TikTok?
So if you go on mine, I blind react. I don't. Y'all don't need to see me blind react to it. But if
Oh,
you
that
go
was
to
funny. That was funny.
We all need to see it again.
no, because like and this is on you, Audie. Where are you? Where?
He ran away.
His shins started hurting.
It's
Oh,
it's
awesome,
just
Digger.
gonna play the audio on here. I
Those
can't
will
get
look
it
great
to
on
off.
here. I'll have to put them on the front, I think,
No?
though.
Okay.
I actually
it's
got
not
another
letting me.
compliment. Jen, I actually got another compliment.
Yeah.
Somebody was like, "Oh, where'd you get that stuff sewn on?" And I'm like, "I did it." And they were like, "You did it?" And I'm like, "Yeah, me and my sewing machine." And they were like, "You have a sewing machine?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And I could see him looking up and down at me like, you know, tattoo covered, long beard, long hair with the sewing machine.
Actually, might be able to.
Oh, nice.
This way. See
That's
if
cool.
it'll let me save it.
I'm thinking I'm going to sew the Velcro on my kilt, and then that way I can have this on my kilt when I wear it.
Well, that is Velcro.
Yeah.
You sent me this blind react. Was it you or was it Michael? No. You.
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 Seeing if it'll let me save it.
Well, I did turn
Can't
around
do
and
it
say
this
that I
way.
would put a bra on.
Well, Audie, you just have no taste. That's how come you've never had cheese curds before. I can see Jade not having them because she's never been around here.
I can try to upload it as an overlay.
Exactly. I did too. I learned how to home ec. We learned how to sew. We had to make a duffel bag. We had to make a shirt. We had to sew an apron together. Then we learned how to cook, how to clean, how to do a budget. That was all in junior high. Now it's middle school.
Jen leaves and her two cats are looking at her going, "Where are you going?"
Yeah, I noticed that. They're both
They have it pulled up here. The original, but I'm gonna wait because you're not gonna be able to hear it if I play it.
I can
that
do
way.
an overlay.
What's funny?
Just give me a second.
In high school, you had to be a senior in advanced woods, and they would let you make a crossbow that functioned. Like you could make a deadly weapon as long as you were a senior in wood shop.
Connected.
I was like, this is cool. So we'd sit up on top of the little balcony in the wood shop with wooden dowel rods and sit there and fire our crossbows off to see how good
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
It's loading. Hold on. It's loading. Hold on. I think I figured it out. Let's see.
I don't.
Here
I
it comes.
I'm not. I keep blaming.
Okay.
And saying
You
this.
ready?
Stuff,
I might have to
one
get
moment.
I might have
I
to go
keep-
get a
I
beer
keep
while
blaming-
this is on. I don't know if I can watch it again.
I keep blaming Naughty for it because I'm pretty sure he didn't actually intend for me to blind react it, but here we
Yeah,
go.
as you can see, we ended up having an earthquake happen here in Australia.
I read
Yesterday.
about that.
Hold
Yeah.
on.
Wait,
Hold
read
on,
about
Ducky.
Hold.
Six-
hold
Alright.
on.
Send this to someone and let them blind react a duet.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Mr. President. Happy birthday to you.
Is it over yet?
I meant it. I meant it.
It's the to you.
It's a,
I was the one that sent it.
bro, no, I don't. Seriously, I thought it
You're welcome for that visual, Josh. And Jen, yes, your rating should go up after watching that.
It's the way
Well, if you need me to do it again.
No.
I didn't need you to do it the first time.
So yeah, so
Oh.
like, if y'all have been watching with Ducky, he's like, "Oh, Uncle Si should do it on the show." I'm like, "Please no," and he's like, "I'm doing it." And then he's like, "I'm gonna show up late. I'm gonna like," and then he like walks away at different times, and then yeah, he shows up in a bra. I can't trust none of y'all.
You can't trust an Aussie.
True. I learned that a long time ago.
Yeah. You turn around and tell us, "Oh, don't do that." Okay, we'll do that in about 5 minutes.
And yeah, Josh, another Saturday night in the barracks on payday.
But no, yeah, we ended up having a, correct me if I'm wrong, Bill, was it a 6.0 on the Richter scale near Mount Buller? We had an earthquake. Now, the funny thing is that they've got footage of Mount Buller when the quake happened, and I'm looking at them because there's people snow skiing up there. Now, whenever I've heard of an earthquake happening or seismic activity or anything of that sort in the States and there is a snowfield, I've usually heard that they've got snowfall and avalanches from the earthquake.
Right.
The footage that I've seen from Mount Buller, there wasn't any. Sorry, I've got a garbage truck going past.
I have a
Can't-
helicopter over my
can't
house
hear it.
right now.
My husband's home, so any racket is probably that you guys hear. It's probably just him.
So, yeah, we had a 6.0 in Melbourne. So, and that is funnily enough, the day before, there was a protest for the lockdowns and everything else.
I saw that video. You Aussies just like bum rushed the cops and knocked them over. The cops were like, "Fuck this, I'm out, man."
That's in Victoria. Over there, they have had that many lockdowns, and their lockdowns keep getting extended. So,
Yeah.
and that's the thing is with their lockdowns and everything else, they're trying to be safe, but there's idiots that are just turning around going, "You know what, I don't care anymore." And it's ridiculous. Where here in Adelaide, when we get told, "Oh yeah, you've got a week-long lockdown, everyone is at home. No one's only one person is allowed to go out at one time, unless you're an essential worker."
Well, Julie, Little Spud Romaine, she was saying that like they had a lockdown, but you had to stay within like 5 clicks of your house. And
Yes.
there was, what was it? There was a news story where like some gang down in Australia was caught coming back into a lockdown zone with like over 100,000 Queen's notes of KFC.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what? Kentucky Fried Chicken is a commodity down there? They're like selling it like drugs? What the fuck, you know?
Yeah. No, yeah. Here in Australia, we've got, well, as you can tell, the big arches.
Oh, yeah, I know you guys got that, but I'm like, how do you even put $100,000 worth of Kentucky Fried Chicken in a vehicle? How do you even go to a store and be like, I'm going to buy everything you have?
Okay. To say the truth,
Okay.
Break.
Great.
Bummer, Bradley. Damn.
The Bradley, I
You
found
can reach out
myself
to me. You can reach out to any of
in
us.
I found myself in a similar situation when I was just at 23 with thyroid, and I had just had my baby, and I had half my thyroid taken out, and like thyroid issues are a scary thing. It really is. So I'm hoping, sending positive vibes towards you,
Mm.
that it turns out to be like how I have it. Like I only had to have half my thyroid taken out. I don't have to take meds yet, but here for you.
I'm actually on the meds. My thyroid has gone underactive to almost shut down, and I'm on meds for the rest of my life.
Damn.
But in saying that, the amount of medication I take is been the same for the last coming up 12 years. So it's very manageable. I just hope that it is the underactive thyroid, even though it is a tablet a day for the rest of your life. What would you rather? Because I trust me, I would rather the thyroid problem than cancer. I've seen way too many people pass away from it.
Yep.
And see,
No.
I'm sitting here like the most unhealthiest person. Like I eat BK about like once every other day. My diet is terrible. I smoke, I drink, and da da da. Every time I go to the VA, they do all of the testing, and I'm perfectly healthy. And I look at them, and I'm like, "Are you sure?" And they're like, "Yeah, your blood's this, your kidney functions are fine." I'm like, "The kidney is fine. You go, champ."
Yes, Bradley. Yes, I have. Or when I go underactive and I haven't taken my meds, I start feeling like I'm gagging all the time. Yes, I do have sleep issues, and yes, my moods go from 0 to 100 very quickly, unfortunately, to my partner and my kids. They can tell when I have and when I haven't had my tablets, and they can tell when I need to get onto them again because I haven't been taking care of myself this couple of months, and they've turned around, they've said, "Hey, we can tell that you're off the tablets, get back on them." So
my mom my mom used to tell me, she's like, "Go get high, here's $20. You're an asshole when you're not high."
No, Bradley, hopefully it is just the thyroid issue. Because I've seen way too many people go through cancer. My father is getting to the stage where next year I've got to go and find a heart specialist.
Oh shit.
Because we found out that the heart defect in my father was hereditary.
Oh, bummer, bro.
So I found that out, and I've got cousins that are above my age, and we've had to let them know because one set of cousins had lost their father to a brain tumor coming up to 13 years ago. No, actually, 23 years ago now. So, and unfortunately, the brain tumor was a spider, and it just sent tentacles everywhere through his head. And he, from onset to finalization, it was 8 months.
Dang.
So, yeah.
TJ, the guy that was on last night, the alpaca pimp, he actually got medically retired from the Army for having a third heart attack. He knew it too, but the third one, they did a test and they were like, "Hey, you had a heart attack." And he was like, "I did." And then he had another and then another, and they were like, "Nah, you got to go." But yeah, he's, doing fine. He carries the little nitro tablets around and stuff like that all the time. So Hopefully, Bradley, it's the treatable kind, and like Ducky,
Yeah.
you got to take a pill every day for the rest of your life. That's better than
Yeah.
not having a life.
No, I
Exactly.
I hope that it's actually something that you don't have to take any fucking pills. Because
True.
like
Yeah.
I said, like when I had have my thyroid taken out, like my mom, I mimic my mom so much that she has been on these freaking pills and stuff like that. Like, yeah, right after I had you, I had to go on these pills for my thyroid. And like she ended up having Graves' disease.
Dang.
Oh wow.
And they went in, removed the remaining part of her thyroid, and she doesn't have to take medication. So what I'm saying for Bradley, like I don't want it to be that way, but if it is going that way, I hope that they're catching it now and that they're, you know, like I had half my thyroid taken out, but I'm going to have to take the rest of it taken out just because this was a situation right now. So we're gonna take half of it. We're not thinking it's cancer or anything like that. Let's test it for cancer. My nodules in my freaking neck and stuff like that. Whatever. But I'm
And
saying
you're fine, Bradley. Don't worry about bringing the mood down.
No.
We talk about
no,
that.
This-
no.
We're
I'm
here.
saying okay. So I'm saying
this
like
is, I think,
Bradley. I'm trying to say Bradley. Stay positive.
Hmm?
Know and trust your doctors. If you don't think your doctors are telling you the right thing, get a second opinion, third opinion before you go through the surgery.
Yeah.
Exactly. And that's the thing, Brad. Also, Bradley, we are here, we are international, and we always, if
We're
people reach out, we
international.
will stop the show slightly. We'll go off and we'll make sure you are feeling better.
And
Okay? So
That-
if you
that's
need to, add me up on Facebook, send through a message, and I can FaceTime you about all of the issues that I had when I found out that my thyroid was actually shutting down. And it was during that time. This was coming up 20 years ago when I found out that it was when it was shutting down. And
Oh, good,
there's
bro.
steps that you can take. It doesn't matter that you think you're bringing the mood down. No, the whole reason for me being on here, as well as being able to communicate with these marvelous people, is because we need therapy as well. So this is our therapy. We've said it offline, we've said it online, that this is therapeutic for us. Funnily enough, my other half came home sick from work today, and she's gone off to the doctor, and I turned around and I said, I'm going on to a podcast. And she's gone, yep, okay. And she actually sees a change in me
awesome.
on the days I've done my podcast compared to the days that I don't. So
Cool. I look forward to it. Like you said, this is my therapy. I like Tuesday and Wednesday nights. I look forward to getting together with people on the podcast and just shooting the breeze and getting to be myself, because I guess myself scares civilians.
Goes. Becky.
I
don't know what we're doing the nose thing for, but
sorry.
Oh, okay, Bradley. Yeah, me and Bradley were already friends on the Facebook, the Book of Faces.
I've just sent the friend request. So, yes, unfortunately, it is top of the hour.
Oh, it is. Wow, that flew quick.
Yeah, I know. It's scary when a guy throws a bra on.
Bra. Ducky, say bra.
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 Okay.
Oh, no.
Okay. I was asking you to say it.
It's a double barrel slingshot.
All
I
I need
always
is the
call it-
long hair, and I can play the game of Princess Leia.
I always call it an over-the-shoulder boulder
Holder. Yep.
Yeah.
Pebbles.
I've got oranges at best. I run so much that they just poof.
Oh,
Hey, I even got cider snort. Hey, at least it's not a mankini.
oh God, no. Well, like I was
Give it
saying,
a couple of months.
I unfortunately grew up in the
Yeah.
era where Speedos were
Be right back.
common. And I had a Speedo. Luckily, I hadn't hit puberty yet and I had no hair there. But it was still, now looking back at it, is like, why did we wear Speedos? Men do not need to be in Speedos. We don't need to have G-strings. No, there's just some things men should not wear. And the 80s was a weird time.
Well,
Them
funnily
short
enough,
shorts.
here in Australia, we don't just call them Speedos. We call them budgie smugglers.
Budgie smugglers. Okay.
A few years ago, what happened was, well, actually, it's a long time ago. It was basically what people used to turn around and do was smuggle budgies. And there
What's
was a
a
female.
budgie?
Hey,
What's a budgie?
a bird.
Oh, what? How, you put birds in your drawers?
There was a female that decided to put them there to smuggle it out of the state.
Wow.
And unfortunately, the bird decided to turn around because it had the feet going out, but then it turned around and put the feet in.
Oh,
And the claws.
imagine that, yeah. Well, hey, Cuddlin, I know you got to go do the mom and wife thingy, so anytime you got to
I'm
jump.
just waiting for Cricket
Yeah.
to come back.
Hey, it reminds me of a joke, Ducky.
Which
So
one?
This guy and his friend go to the beach and they got their swim trunks on. And he's like, dude, I noticed that, you got like all the ladies checking you out and stuff. He goes, I'm in the same shorts as you. What's going on? And he goes, I'll tell you the secret, bud. You put a potato in your shorts. And the guy's like, oh, okay. So he puts a potato in his swim trunks and he goes to the beach and people start running. And his buddy comes up to him and he's like, dude, it's supposed to go in the front.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. Funnily enough, one of our prime ministers a few years back actually has a photo of him in a pair of red Speedos or budgie smugglers. He was going for a swim down at, I think it was Bondi Beach. So
I've heard of that beach. I've heard of that beach.
That's over in Sydney. So, and that's where a lot of tourists go and everything else.
Oh.
Everyone around the world has known about Bondi Beach.
Well, don't they have really good surfing down there or something too?
There are better places to surf than just Bondi. That's the thing.
Yeah.
If you come down under and you want to surf, there's definitely better beaches to surf than Bondi. I myself have never surfed, but with the Walkabout Bro crew over here in Western Australia, eventually when we get released, are able to go off and have some fun, and me dress up like Priscilla and ride a mate's truck. We're looking that I'll probably try to learn to surf while I'm with him. So
When I was stationed in Korea, we used to go down to Seoul and we'd hang out at the the embassy district, which was just a bunch of bars that all the embassy employees, none of the, ambassadors or nothing, but like the secretaries and cooks would hang out at certain bars. And so like you'd have the Aussie bar, you'd have the Brit bar, the Spanish bar, and I met an Aussie gal there, and it was a fun weekend. I'll say that. And she invited me back down to Australia because her family had a resort at the Great Barrier Reef. And she was like, yeah, come on down. I'll take you out to go scuba diving at the Great Barrier Reef and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, nah, my luck, I'm not coming back. And that's a big problem with the Army when you don't show back up.
Well, that's the thing is the Great Barrier Reef, unfortunately, now we're looking at the amount of degradation for the barrier reef itself.
That's so sad. I've seen about that.
We are scared that in the next 50 years it's not going to be there.
Yeah, I've been seeing stories about that, and it's like they show you can actually see how it's just going away. Yeah,
yeah, and all of it. Unfortunately, it's there's been a few I think it was on Netflix. There's been a few shows about how the seas are being overfished and things like that. So it's definitely going to be very interesting what goes on. But yes, I know we've gone over. So
Yes. So yes, I am back. Miss Kittens, if you will, with your final thoughts, lady.
I'll keep it short and sweet. Take care of yourself. The more you take care of yourself and the better that you take care of yourself, the more efficiently you can take care of others. So make sure you're taking time to shower, eat, to self-care in terms of like hobbies. Take that time for yourself.
I stop smelling yourself.
I'm gonna keep saying it just because Uncle Si always sniffs himself. Yeah, that's all I got. Take care of yourselves.
Bro, with the bra. It's a bra. Not a bra.
Ah.
Okay, we'll ask you to go next.
It's never a dull moment. Final thought. Never a dull moment. Never trust an Aussie. We will always have fun. Our sense of humor, I think, actually lifts everyone up. And that, at the moment, with all the troubles that are going on in the world, with all the lockdowns, all the flu vaccines and everything else, everyone's got an opinion. Everyone's got an arsehole. Let's all act like arseholes. Push everything out, not let anything in.
Well then,
Uncle Si, with you.
Like I say all the time, reach out, and if the person you reached out to doesn't answer, keep reaching out because they might be reaching out. They might be struggling, So just because one or two people don't answer, hey, Bob, damn it, doesn't mean that they're not there. They might be having issues like you are. So keep reaching out till you find somebody. There's all kinds of ways to connect and to get out there, whether it's fishing, whether it's Sacred Mountain Retreat, whether it's skydiving, horseback riding, metal collecting. Keep reaching out. You got to find something that keeps you going. This keeps me going with all of you guys in the Tuesday night crew. This is my therapy. This is what my hobby is, and I'm just thankful that, that I get to do it with a great group of people. That's scary, Audie.
Me singing happy birthday.
Nice, Bob. I seen that you said you were going to go fishing after work. And caught 4 what? like bass, northern trout, crappie,
Whiting.
catfish, bluegill.
He's out in
Just for fish.
Missouri as well.
I think, yeah, Bob Dammett's in Missouri. Yeah.
Oh damn! I can see that video now. Pictures on my video feed. I
Nice
don't need it. I don't want it.
bluegill. You got enough for a nice little fish fry. I'll bet Snickers and what's
I don't know. And that's the thing. Is like if y'all actually look at my TikTok, like I'm like I had a feeling about that, and now all y'all got it. Yes, we always say, like, yes, reach out. We're here for you. I always say, like, hit up our Facebook page because that's going to alert all of us. We're here. This is the 22nd, 22 check in. If y'all want to check in with us on our page, like Crossroads and stuff like that, always fucking welcome. Y'all need to understand everything is fucking welcome here. I don't care how minimal you think your problem is, let us know. If you think it's a problem, let us know. And whoever will reply to it and stuff like that. We're here for y'all.
Thank you, Bradley. He said he's going to hit us up tomorrow, give an update after he finds out.
Yes.
So.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I had to switch over from the comments to do what I need to do. But yes. Oh no. Gonna do this real quick. Tuesday night, Scramjet, catch 'em. 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm not even Eastern Standard Time, and I just have gotten used to saying this.
Right.
Crossroads, we're here every Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, same as Full Metal Cran Eaters, which y'all even saw earlier tonight. One of them debating on who's the best show. I believe we are, because we got Air Force, Army, and Aussies. We're triple threat. Triple A. But yes, check us out. Oh no.
I'm kind of partial because me and Kittens are like 2 times a week. So it's whatever show me and Kittens is on is like the best show, I think. Just saying.
Well, I'm not in competition with Scramjet. Yeah.
Hey, Jenny.
I'm well
Turn
aware.
around and look on the bed.
Oh, I know. I can see it. I'm
y'all.
aware, and I'm hoping they'll stop.
Love you.
Thank you
See
all.
you next week.
See
Here
you
on the
next week.
Crossroads.